Okay guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be talking mainly about the ARK 2 ideas, but the first thing before that is about ARK 1, and it's something, a new sort of addition, well, more change that could happen later in the year, and I generally think this could be really good. I want you guys to let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below, because I just love reading through the comments and replying to you guys. So let's get straight in with today's video. Smash that like button if you're excited for the future of not just ARK 2, because there still is so much coming out for ARK 1. Make sure to be subscribed if you don't want to miss out on your daily ARK news, and let's get on with the video. So someone that I've followed on Twitter for a very long time, Avian Lucas, tweeted to Cedric saying, "This is a random side note, not sure where to post, but just wondering, was there ever any discussion about making element transferable for ARK 1 now? Just thinking of ease of upkeep on bases, not sure if that would destroy any meta, just curious if this was ever on the table, thank you." And Cedric did reply to saying, I'll try and do some digging. So, you know, the ARK 1 is obviously coming to its end, and, you know, it still requires a massive grind if you play on official. And even if you play unofficial with friends, and depending on what, you know, server stats you've got, it still does take a grind no matter what you're playing on. And I just feel like this could be something that would work well for the end of ARK 1. I'm not going to say too much on it, because I don't want my opinion to be too massive on what everyone else's opinion is. I'd rather you guys just debate it in the comment section down below. But big shout out to Avian Lucas for asking this question, because whenever people find out information or throw ideas at the dev, it usually does become quite beneficial, because they do listen, the devs, and especially on an idea like this, a lot more is going to become easier within the end of ARK 1. You know, they're giving us all the event items now. There's a few other changes that they're actually doing for the game, and the side of just opening more things up, as, you know, they want to give us the best ending experience of ARK 1. The game's been out for 6 to 7 years now, so they're not just going to end us with nothing. You know, we're getting the brand new map next month. We're also getting the Carcharodontosaurus. I never say it right. You know, that's coming at some point for ARK 1. So they're not going to leave us with nothing, and they're not going to give up on the servers. Even at the end of ARK 1, they are keeping the servers alive and strong, and they're still going to have a whole team dedicated to making sure the servers are doing okay. The main reason I think this is for is because obviously the ARK 2 is coming out first of all for Xbox and not PlayStation. That's what I was going to say, Xbox and PC, and it won't probably come to PlayStation for another year. So the ARK community on the PlayStation side of things will probably, if they're still going to be playing it, are probably going to want to be focusing on that, and they don't want the servers to go bad. So that's at least a positive end for ARK 1 there. So let me know what you think about the element becoming transferable on ARK 1. Good to see a response from Cedric there, and that is very interesting. Now, there is actually a tab that's been, as soon as ARK was announced, Wildcard opened it, and it was called ARK 2 Discussions. So this is where Wildcard are taking huge feedback from the community with what people want in ARK 2. Recently, we had, I made a few videos of where Wildcard were debating about what dinos people want to see in the game, you know, return to the game, what dinos they don't want to see return to the game. Lots of people saying Microraptors, lots of people saying Troodons and stuff. But there's also pages where it gets lots of views, gets lots of responses, and it is called, obviously, on the ARK 2 forums. So I'm going to be reading a few of these out to you. I just want to get some discussions going on in the comment section as well. I thought it always makes for a very good video. So, dear ARK 2, maps. Hear me out on this. We all know that server lag, instability, and other things that that ARK doesn't do well. So why not make the part of the game more interesting by fixing the generated maps? Now, these were added back in 2017. This was a long time ago. This is, you know, this was when, and I remember I was really excited when this came out, but it just didn't turn out very well. This is where, you know, you could create your own completely random map that, you know, wasn't just exactly the same as just, let's say you go onto the island and you just know exactly where you're going. These maps you could just generate randomly, and you would have all different types of things in different places, and they just ended up breaking, and Wildcard never really came back to them. This person went on to say, When you play single player or host your own, you select which biomes you want. DLC alert, you guys can sell biome DLCs. Well, I don't know what that is. Along with some base settings. So this could make ARK 2 essentially a fantasy exploration MMO. I think that would be awesome for ARK 2 if it has the power to do that in the future, giving people a chance to literally start a brand new world, which is completely different. Obviously, have an option where you can just play the standard maps, because that's where ARK comes from. You know, it's always been like that. But imagine a setting or a game mode where you start up your own ARK, you go onto official servers, and every single one is different. I like the idea of that. Moving on to the next one, better bosses. So I haven't actually seen this one yet, but I wanted to add it because I kind of agree in a way. So while some of the boss fights in ARK 1 are fun, most are just about the grind to prepare, and then the actual fight is just whistle your dinos in, spam UT roars, and hope you win. While I get the game is about having strong dinos and the bosses are a test for how strong your dinos are, bosses just still take skill to fight. Corrupted Master Controller and Rockwell come into mind here, as you actually have to do more than just push with Rexes. Here are my ideas. Bigger boss arenas, more room for dodging and stuff. Boss attacks should be a bit slower but much more punishing. Minions that actually do stuff. Okay, yeah, that's interesting in the boss fights. I suppose the minions are like kind of just a bit like basic, aren't they? Like they just sort of all fly at you all at once. Shield/protection minions, basically like Rockwell's tentacles, not a bad idea. In general, people should have to move their army around to dodge attacks, chase enemies, and hunt stuff down. I mean, that probably would be quite frustrating depending on the mechanics for the new game, because that could end up getting things a bit messy, but we'll see. And once again, you shouldn't have to spend months stacking 20 mutations just to have your dinos ready for bosses. One person, yeah, I mean, I kind of understand that. They're kind of going to go on to some like 10 to 20 traits thing or something, but I think we kind of get the understanding from with better bosses there. Now this next one, ARK 2 active NPC clans and random purges. It would be nice to have different NPC clans around the map with their own territory and have their own characteristics, abilities, and level. Each clan will build in their territory and will be attacked randomly based on its base size, number of tame, number of clan members, build material, etc. Their NPC villages can be raided, but this will increase their hate versus the attacker clan. That would be fantastic. We know, I mean, this person said, I doubt it, but we do have orcs. Now, you never know. Those sort of orc-like creatures that are going to be in ARK 2, they could be those NPCs that will have their own little clans around, that they will build their own bases, because Wildcard have talked about NPCs for a while. They've sponsored so many NPC mods, and I just think it makes for a perfect game. I generally think, guys, I'm 75% sure we will have some form of NPC in ARK 2, and I think for me, I think it's perfect for the game. Next one is Knockdown and Revive mechanic. This one, really, when I saw this, I thought it was an interesting one to talk about. Instead of instantly dying, you get knocked down, and a tribe mate or another player has the ability to revive you or pick you up. You could even add in the ability to fish someone off with a cool move. So this one, when talking about it, I don't know if it would work well. It's kind of getting a bit Fortnite, Call of Duty type thing, Warzone, but I don't know. I don't think this is a bad idea. I think it's definitely got a shout. I suppose instead of just getting sniped in the head by, let's say you're playing and there's some hackers, please pray there's going to be not many hackers on ARK 2, if not none, but I know you can't ever say that. It would be nice to have that sort of second chance to get back up rather than dying straight away. Obviously, the new Fjordhawk in ARK 1 is going to really help with that. Obviously, you'll be able to retrieve some of your items. If you don't know about the Fjordhawk, I recommend you check out yesterday's video, but I quite like that. And the final one that I picked out, there's still many more, and if you want me to go through some of these ideas in future videos, I will do. More focus on PvE and Dino AI. Now, for me, I'm not really a PvE player. I know a lot of people say, Dom, in your videos, you are literally the definition of a PvE player. And yeah, I'm not someone that plays PvP on official servers constantly. I used to all the time when ARK 1 was out for the first 2 years. I was a massive PvP player on official servers. whenever I play unofficial, I play with friends and we do PvP. I know it's not the same thing. I never enjoyed personally playing just PvE. It's never been something that I've enjoyed on any game. But again, I know there's people that love that. My main focus, why I brought this one up, is Dino AI. So ARK 1 PvE, number one, you have metal walls, or your base location is different for dinos to enter. You have a high level dino tamed, imprinted, and saddled. After this point, PvE becomes really boring and repetitive. You're most likely just sitting in your base, breeding dinos for boss fights, or grinding for materials in the environment that offers zero challenge because no wild dino can touch a proper high level imprinted dino. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of an interesting thing. I think that this making PvE better side of things is just mainly like, what extra content can Wildcard add in to ARK 2 to make PvP better? I don't know if there's much change, because that is what it is. It's, you know, you're playing against the environment, you know, so I don't know if there's really much to change with that, apart from just adding new content that you can tame and maybe different game modes that you can play. Anyway, moving on to AI. Better AI would solve a lot of problems when encountering wild dinos. My usual taming method in the early game is to sit on a high enough ledge and shoot tranq arrows into a dino below. The AI is just too stupid to go around or flee once it realizes it can't get to me. More dino groups and group behavior. Many carnivores like raptors hunt in packs. Maybe increase the pack sizes or give a significant buff to the dinos that hunt in packs. Now obviously we kind of get this already, but it would be nice to have it a little bit better. They're still a little bit stupid when it comes to the Dino AI side of things while hunting in packs. But yeah, interesting one. Bases should always be under some degree of threat. Maybe there could be some random events on each server where carnivores or cavemen or cannibals, whatever, become more aggressive, receive a buff, and start hunting players and tames. The enemy would actually try and break into your base to get your food supplies and tames. You would actually have to think about base defenses, turrets, and defensive dinos, and not just sit around with metal walls. There shouldn't be any material that is completely indestructible by wild dinos. I get that, maybe against like the bigger dinos or whatever dinos are going to be in ARK 2. I don't think you can have a base under constant threat, because you know, that already happens on official servers due to other players, and I feel like that could be too much sometimes, especially as you're going to have to log, you know, everyone needs their sleep and they're going to want to, and you know, official servers are constantly running. But I think there could be an idea that comes out of that. More utility for dinos. Right now, all you need is a bunch of Rexes, a UT, and a few Gigas, and you're all set. Everything else is fluff. What would really improve the gaming experience for PvE players is that you actually need to vary what dinos you use. Again, the same for PvP. Don't allow tames to become too powerful versus wild dinos. Change the way taming levels are gained. A kibble tamed dino would get 100% of its original level, so a level 150 kibble tamed dino would become a level 150 tamed dino. If you use weaker food to tame, your dino would actually lose levels. Also, mutations should be looked at particularly in terms of health and melee. No more stupid buffs and on melees and super soaker stegos. So I quite like this one. I'm not saying I like the idea of to lose levels. I think it could work, but what I like about it is, yes, your dinos become wild dinos when you start to get to the point of where you're where you're really overpowered. You've got massive level dinos. Wild dinos mean nothing. They really do, apart from a Giga. And I just think if you've got your own Gigas, you know, you're pretty much sorted. And I do feel like wild dinos could do with a buff, making them still feel like a bit more of a threat in the game. I don't want them to become too powerful, because then it becomes too impossible to get your tames and stuff, but I definitely understand where that's coming from. So that is going to be the video for today, guys. I hope you liked all of the ideas. Obviously, one being with ARK 1 at the start of the video, talking about transferable elements. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section, and the rest of the ARK 2 ideas today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next ARK video.